our next match and our final match of this second day. The third day, if you're wondering, will be full of elimination matches. All 4 elimination best of 3s will take place tomorrow. Semis and final on Sunday. Draft 3 underway then.
One thing I did like about the Weaver last game is that he carried Diffusal. I don't think there's that many offlane heroes that carry Diffusal Blade, and Diffusal Blade versus Pugna is a necessity versus Pugna and Necrophos. So I like both of their heroes had ways to deal with that. It was cool to see. Without a Diffusal, I don't think you can make that many plays.
The Pugna pick was actually also maybe a snatch pick because when Navi banned the Nyx, the 4th ban, and we kind of felt like, oh, Navi wants to get the Pugna, and then Mineski snatches it, but it didn't work out for them.
GG Chen ban.
Chen Enchantress. Oh.
Well, that's very meta ban for CIS.
Yeah,
so
but that's not a good sign because I don't think they.
And Mirana's still open too.
Yeah, they have counters available, and Chen didn't really single-handedly won that game. You know. If Chen he won 2 lanes and he was so fat in the late game, yeah, sure, they play a really good Chen, but Chen was not the majority of the reason why they won the game. I mean, he played a huge role, but not huge enough. They're gonna snatch the Earth Spirit. I see a pattern. Last game they snatched Pugna, and this game they're trying to like take away Navi's heroes and try to force them to play in another way. Because like we discussed on the panel, Navi's a team that they really like to stick to their play style, stick to their system regardless of what the enemy is throwing at them. And they're kind of taking this approach, but it didn't work the last game.
No, it might work this time around. It's effectively like 3 bans.
Okay, so Navi goes for the Nyx this time. Nyx Pugna.
Alright. Well, if they're going to take it later, let's take it now, I guess.
It's a nice combo, for sure.
But it's gonna not have that like early game and push impact of like a Chen and Enchantress that Navi is so accustomed to, because they really like those 2 heroes who win the lanes and push down towers. I guess Pugna can help you do that, but Nyx is not so much of like a lane winner. He's more like really annoying. They go for the Silencer here. I think they feel like this hero is better against the Pugna. I'm not so sure about that. What's the plan behind it? Or they are going to pick some Bat Rider heroes that are really good with Silencer.
Bat Rider and Silencer versus Nyx. I feel like you could just pick one hero that's better versus both of them.
No, I'm just trying to understand why they actually chose this opening, because it's not very common that. I think we saw this opening once yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, and we end up seeing like a clockwork after that. Like pretty much when you draft a Silencer, you want a few heroes that can actually jump in, get a catch. I think it was probably at the LGD team. They had Earth Spirit, they had Clockwork, and they had Storms. They pretty much have 3 initiators with the Silencer.
Right. Clockwork seems way more likely than Bat though. Although I do like Bat a lot versus Pugna.
Yeah, Clockwork's still good.
Ice played more heavy farmers though recently.
Both of them don't really suit him, right?
Yeah.
But he definitely can play it, and if it's really good for the game, I'm sure they will still pick it for him.
He could play Magnus too.
Yeah, he likes to play Magnus because Magnus is a hero that
He's
can
a farmer.
Farm, and he likes the Helm build.
Yep.
So they ban out the Timbersaw still. Like to me, actually, Pugna and Nyx are really good heroes against Timbersaw. Brood is open though, and these 2 heroes, I guess Pugna can lane okay-ish against Brood, but Nyx doesn't do anything to Brood early. Could be a possible pick here because Mineski has the 4th pick. Yeah, Navi has to pick first, so Mineski could be having a good shot at picking. Like if Brood is really good at the 4th corner, we might actually see it. Oh, but Brood could also be really good for Navi here because these 2 supports are really bad against Brood early on. So Navi can actually do what Liquid did to Mineski in the Grand Final series, where they actually snagged the Brood early in the 3rd pick, and then after that it became every game Brood was banned just right away, 2nd phase. No moments to try it out.
I think it's less likely for Mineski to pick Brood though. I think if you're planning on picking Brood, you would have already thought about it before you pick the Silencer. I don't really like Silencer and Brood too much.
Yeah, but what if Navi goes for heroes that are really, really terrible against Brood? Then you would actually still think about it. And they have the 4th pick. The 4th pick is a very good junction of picking a hero like Brood. So they go for this Jakiro.
What's he so big? He's like half the screen.
Yeah, because of middle.
It's a double-headed dragon, dude. Come on.
I forgot that it's like a V formation.
Yeah. So Navi goes for this Jakiro. Never seen them play it at Star Ladder. I'm not sure if it's a position 5 hero or it's gonna be an off laner. I guess probably Pugna's gonna be the position 3. I think the plan here right now is to have heavy push because Pugna and Jakiro is giving them a lot of push. They might want to just try to end this game really quick.
They played it once in Dream League as a position
Yeah,
5.
very rare.
Position 5 though.
Mm.
Oh, this is an Isa size hero. He's gonna gonna play Visage, I think.
Almost for sure. Second most played hero under the current patch.
It's quite good against the Pugna and the Jakiro, the stun from the familiars and the burst, because you want burst against Pugna. I think overall it's a pretty solid pick here for Mineski. It gives them a lot of stability in the draft. Good team fight. Because when you have like a Silencer plus Earth Spirit opening, you're probably most likely gonna build around team fight, and you wanna have some other heroes that has deep push, because those 3 heroes are not gonna be pushing our lanes that well. So we'll probably see those in the next 2 picks for Mineski. Oh, Sven, this hero is quite good against Visage, the armor, against the birds.
Seems so-so though.
You don't like it?
It's alright. But Gravekeepers I think is really good versus Sven. Sven usually can just destroy other cores really quickly. I think he also get kited very easily.
Yeah, but if it's gonna be like an off-lane Visage, and maybe you can actually slow down his items from the start. I think if you have eco farm, the Visage is as fat as the Sven, then of course it's gonna be a problem. But I'm kind of expecting the Sven to be ahead in the game against the Visage in terms of net worth. If they have like the same amount of items, then it'll be a problem. But I can see it working. It gives your team, it protects your team with the Warcry against the familiars. I mean, it's just a very solid carry, like in the situation, I feel, given the situation. And they have like a pretty good lane. Jakiro Sven, they can easily kill the Visage in the lane at level 1. So for Mineski, they are looking for Moon or Mushi's hero here. He still goes for the Venge. He really likes to play the Venge, and Venge will buff up the Visage a lot. I think the synergy is there, like in the team fights, you give them damage and you minus armor, and it's pretty good at saving the Visage. Because in the team fights, like you mentioned, like Sven, he's probably gonna try to kill the Visage first, try to focus him down, and then you have that save from the swap to actually make sure that the Sven doesn't kill the Visage, and you kite and try to waste and wear down the BKB of the Sven.
I also like it as a way to isolate the Pugna. We talk about the Batrider as a hero to isolate the Pugna, but not so great. But Swap Silence, very good at killing any of their heroes.
They ban out the Batrider, so they actually think the Visage is mid. No, the Visage is actually going to be a position 3 hero. And I think the popular combination they like to run is like the Pug and the Venge. The coil into the swap, which is still available for them. It's up against a Nyx though, so might be quite annoying for him in the game.
What other heroes are there?
Good against heroes that are good against Nyx is like some Dragon Knight. You want armor against men, and Dragon Knight will provide them the front line, some siege, some stun. Like general is like quite a stable hero.
Armor sucks though this game.
It's good against the Sven though. I know it's bad against the others, but good against the Sven, and it gives them a frontliner, which they need a frontliner right now. The other 2 options is like the Puck or the Amber, which are both gonna be countered by the Nyx. Because of the Carapace, it's gonna be very annoying, but it would still be great with their lineup. I actually would probably put those 2 on Nana. I kind of think that he's the kind of player that if you put him on DK, it might not be so suitable for him. Like if you have a DK in this team, I think you probably want Mushi to play it. But because of the Venge, I think Mushi's gonna play the Venge and they're gonna need a Nana hero. And I don't think he's gonna play the Visage. I'm quite certain that Ice is gonna play this hero. It's quite a tough decision because none of the picks are like, oh, really good.
Quap working too.
Yeah, but then again, you come with the
Nyx.
Nyx problem.
Oh, Nyx.
So this is something, I guess, in between. It doesn't get countered by Nyx heavily, but it's still annoying because of the Starstorm. You might hit the Carapace. It can still be annoying, but overall it gives them much more stability. They have extra stun to follow up after the familiar stun or the bench initiation, and it gives them somewhat an extra late game physical right clicker. And he can build diffuser against the Sven. You want to remove the wall cry.
You mentioned that they need a frontliner though as their mid. Do you think that's going to cause a problem that no one can really stand toe-to-toe with Sven in the fights?
I think if the bench is fat enough and you build like some halberd, maybe you can stand in front. Yeah, but I actually don't.
Is that a Mushi build? Go Halford first?
Double?
I don't know. I think they definitely need the bench to be a frontliner this game. Or
Solar Crest.
yeah, or the
Solar
Visage.
Crest
I think the
would be good.
Visage is gonna go Solar Crest, so he probably
Okay.
gets something else. Visage can be a frontline if he's having a good game.
Last pick for
So
Na'Vi.
Dandy Quap.
And they will go Quap.
So they're gonna have a decent balance in terms of now they're gonna have burst damage. After the Nick stun, Sven stun, they're gonna have that Sonic Wave. I don't know, Ben, what do you like? I'm not so sure. Yeah.
I don't really think they have that great synergy with Silencer. I think Swap Silence is a little bit underwhelming. I also really like Nyx, even though it doesn't seem to win that many games. I think the hero's still amazing.
I just want to give you the the lowdown here. There is a large responsibility on not cursing.
Well, we can just go both different
teams.
ways.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So you're going with Na'Vi.
I like Mineski more as a team, so I'll go with Mineski. And what are you going to do now?
So
I was
Malini
gonna-
goes with.
I was gonna say, I was
Let's
Let's
gonna
curse him! Let's do it!
Wow, these guys are so brutal right now. They've cursed Mineski, or have they? Let's find out as we head into Game 3. Can Mineski capitalise on a good draft, or are they going to get blitzed? Let's find out as we head back to our commentators.
Paul, you need to stop.
That one was pretty bad. Normally I'm okay with it.
Just
'cause, like,
stop.
Paul's getting like older now, so I'm alright with these things.
Yeah, he's, I don't know, it's like grandpa humor or something.
Yeah, it's like, hi, you got us, dude. But
Welcome back, everybody. Na'Vi versus Mineski, game number 3. Obviously, that means the series is tied up 1-1 if you don't know the math. We are going into an interesting game. I would say there's a little bit of combination of classics and new. We're going to have a Silencer on Mineski, which I feel like is a little bit new. We also have an off-lane Visage for Ice. But then we've got certain classics like the off-lane General Pugna, which I personally cannot say no to.
yes.
Like, I'm a fan of Na'Vi in this game because of that pickup
What did
right
the
there.
what did the analysts say? Who'd they say would win?
Mineski.
Oh man. So far I'm 2 for 2 in the series by just doing the opposite
Just
or whatever.
purely going the opposite. You're going Na'Vi with me?
You're going Na'Vi as well?
Yes.
Oh shit, Mineski all
No.
the way.
Wait, so 2 of them,
Yeah.
you could go the opposite of 2 of them, but you want to prove me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, William.
Spite is the strongest force known to man. Like 80% of my decisions in life have been made purely based off spite.
Did something bad happen that why
It's
you
like
quit coaching and come back to casting?
Spite and hypocrisy. Those two things like fuel me like no other. They're my new energy drink.
So you're just like, you're something like some sort of Powerpuff
Yeah, but for like hatred.
hatred and spite. And
I do think that this Queen of Pain has a lot of counters to her. I think the
Okay.
Sven is going to go pretty hard.
do you think
though.
that was not the last pick for Dendy?
It was, they needed something mobile to pair up so that they could shove out waves.
Okay.
And they can't take something like Tinker themselves. I don't know. There's not a lot of options here.
So you
I'm
think it
assuming
was-
Lina was banned?
I didn't see it, to be completely honest.
All right, that's fair. The Queen of Pain does do really well against Mirana in the mid lane, by the way.
Oh, is General going to be caught here? He's going to have to eat through a tree. Make sure Ninja Boogie doesn't block him. This should be a pretty easy lane for him, right? I mean, they don't really have a whole lot of kill power unless he gets in range of magic missiles somehow.
Still, Ice. Getting kicked around here. And this mid lane matchup is so rough. It's like,
Maybe Jabs is going to be the one who goes down. They actually managed to block his roll out. They do have a Mango to be able to
there's
pop
the
that
stun.
extra stun, and that's it. First Blood will actually be awarded to Seneko.
and a 2v2 lane that isn't exactly easy. Goes the way of Na'Vi. They had to use the Mango, though? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Dude,
Sven
not
had to pop
value.
his Mango.
That's 100 gold down.
Roll right back up in that. I mean, they kind of have to do that, right? Is they just have to keep going.
I'm just messing around and you got to get that kill. But it's this
Well,
mid-
yeah, of course. But I'm saying, like, they have to just keep running at bottom, right?
Oh, yeah. I'm not sure because this mid lane right now is like Moon is pretty much dead already. Like if he gets stunned here, it's
Oh
just
no,
dead.
we got stunned by Roger.
Yeah,
He does have the Fairy Fire. He's going to turn around and try and get off the nukes to be able to kill Roger first. Unfortunately, Dendy does manage to kill Moon, so no experience will be awarded to him, but he does manage to get the kill.
He had
killing
leap,
blow.
but the problem is like you have leap, but you can't dodge Shadow Strike,
Yeah.
so it's pointless. Like you're gonna get harassed no matter what in this matchup, and you can't really kill the Queen of Pain either. Is the problem? It's like you're just getting mana burned and daggered repeatedly. Not really a favorable matchup for Mirana to begin with. Getting even rougher because of Roger's like straight up dedication to making his life.
See this Seneko? Jabs rolled in front of him in order to get that enemy bounty rune, so he's like, fine. I'll just take yours then.
Yeah. And Crystallize, by the way, finally gets to play the safe lane. We saw it, I think the last game he
Oh,
played
the
Florida,
arrow.
so-
Not going to be able to land. And Seneko might just have to TP out of this one. Jab's not having the stun anymore. Not able to do anything about it.
Yeah. And Na'Vi right now at bottom lane, just shoving things in. Everything pretty even-ish. They are winning 2 out of 3 lanes. And in a way, I'd say they're winning top lane because this Pugna isn't being completely shut out or anything like that. Like, he's still getting levels because of his unbelievably high move speed. There is a benefit, though, to this, like, Venge 1 position, is that she doesn't really lose any lanes. Like, she's really strong. Her level 1 strong, her level 1 stun is so strong. As well as the fact that Wave of Terror, Vengeance Aura, just a lot of extra beef for no cost. But this Pugna shouldn't die. Like, 400 move speed?
He runs faster than the Venge, so how is he possibly ever going to get stunned? If anything, they could kill Ninja Boogie if Roger gets the right kind of initiation, but he's out of mana now.
Yeah, he's going to have to reset. But General in this top lane, boots plus a Windlace, and you've got 400 move speed. Like, Green Goblin soaring through the air, getting all of his creeps tonight, though. And at bottom lane,
Gonna go for it, the Visage kill. Trying to knock down that armor, slowing down the attack speed. They do manage to get the nuke out. The Dual Breath starts taking him down. Seneco's trying to get another hit in, which might have been able to finish him off, but the Dual Breath by itself will not.
wouldn't have killed him anyways. He had a lot of HP built up, actually. And he had a Tanko going. Plus
I mean, this offlane Visage, it kind of fits, right? In that it's just kind of a tanky offlaner once you start getting those levels in the cloak. It doesn't seem like a terrible idea to me.
I never thought it was a terrible idea. Like, it's something that Mineski's comfortable with. They keep doing this thing where they keep giving Ice these micro-base heroes. But it's not the bottom lane that I'm worried about at all. It's the fact that their Mirana mid is level 4, and he's so poor that he's going around denying bounty runes, which I'm pretty sure is Earth Spirit's job. Is he's going to pick up a kill right here on Seneko. Going to bolster his game a little bit, but still not exactly what you like to see a Mirana do, because on the flip side of things, then he's a full level ahead, and he's been completely uncontested in farm.
27 and 18 for Dendi. Again, really making sure that he racks up those denies.
Is 8?
Roger, going to be able to catch him with the Decrepify. Well set up by General, and he will take the killing blow.
I didn't even realize he had 8 CS right now on Moon.
Yeah.
He has 9 because he arrowed a creep, but it's like, this is a pretty rough life right now. He just gets his bottle right now, but I don't even know if it matters too much to Dendi. Like, Dendi's stacked to the gills. He can't die with the raindrop.
And again, we are not winning our side lanes well enough for Mineski to make this all worth it.
Yeah. Their top lane, we could say, is losing. Their bottom lane is also getting harassed up pretty hard. So right now, laning phase-wise, we talked about how important the laning phase is. It doesn't determine everything, but so far it's been like a pretty good indicator of how the game might go.
You can say that Mineski's lineup does come online pretty quickly between these two cores. I would imagine
Yes.
Visage with the Familiars and then Vengeful Spirit, especially a core Vengeful Spirit that's going to have those higher levels with Wave of Terror and such. They can do a lot of physical damage.
Yeah, and you remember something that we shouldn't underrate is like the talent tree scaling
Sure.
for all 3 of these heroes. Venge has an excellent talent tree scale for core. She's got the 25 attack speed, 8 to all stats, 65 damage. We talked about Mirana at length, the 150 HP, or no, you go the 8 agility, 30 attack speed, and the 50 damage on her. So you just have 2 ways to artificially inflate her damage as well. So they don't really need a lot of items to be successful, but they're going to have to get through this laning phase without too much trouble if they're going to stand a chance. Like, even the Visage 50 damage at level 15 is quite nice.
Moon is beginning to come back when it comes to CS now that he's got his bottle in lane. Can spam out a little bit more.
Yeah, things have kind of stabilized a little bit more for him. especially on the heels of those 2 kills, but Dendy's still 40 CS.
Wrap around behind Ice. Leading with a stun from our Sven. Will follow up on Roger. And it looks like they should be able to bring down Ice. This time he will not escape on 60 HP.
Yeah, tanky but not tanky. But I'm not sure, do you think they can do that if he has birds up?
No, I don't think so.
And that's what he's going for right now. He's just trying to just like suicide dive until they punish him. But once he has birds up, the ability to like double stun should be able to save his life. And so he's just going to TP down here, do the same thing. I think Na'Vi wants to continue to punish this. So they're devoting 3 heroes down here. They've already secured their other 2 lanes, like generals.
Let's kill that stack. That'll help the supports out a little bit as well, sharing the experience with them. You could see Earth Spirit trying to get a little close there. I'm not sure if he actually knew the stack was being cleared, but...
Oh, there's an ancient stack too on the left side.
Yeah.
Like, this Nyx assassin has just done a little bit
Top
too much.
lane.
Roger TPing in.
General
Look at
getting
the
body
colors.
blocked up pretty heavily. Na'Vi are going to try and get a kill out of this one with Dendy blinking forward, going for Mushi. Magic Missile up in 1 second, and he does have a Fairy Fire as well as 15 Magic Wand charges, so he is a lot tankier than he looks like right now. Pops it now just ahead of the Impale just in case it landed, but it was just shy.
They just TP'd 4 heroes up there. It looked like the sequence in Power Rangers, like when they all morphed together. Like there were just so many different colors that lit up in circles.
And they completed all those TPs
Yeah,
too, which was surprising to me.
Like everyone just
Arrow.
casually walked away.
Dendy is quite tanky though, thanks to the range drop, but they're still going to try for this kill. Moon jumps forward, but the blink is way longer distance.
Dude, he wanted that so badly. He had a DD rune. If he kills Dendy right there, game is right back on track.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, though, doesn't quite have the damage for it, and that's the issue right now for this Mirana is that when Dendy has raindrops, it's really hard for him to die.
Yeah, just one of those nukes is going to be completely swallowed up. Arrow goes out top lane. Do manage to get General. And you can see Mushi's not even worrying about General. He's going to try and pick up that extra kill. Magic Missile stun, 4 seconds.
DD rune 2.
A little bit of leap buff as well. Going into the trees, trying to hide himself away ahead of the Magic Missile. Do manage to see him though. And with all that minus armor, damn. Moon was actually doing a lot of damage. Come forward though. Dendy's going to try and fight this one. He has the ultimate too. He lines it up. He will hit all 3, but he doesn't manage to survive long enough to see the kill that he set up. Mirana goes down, but the other 2 will survive. Well worth it for Mineski.
Yeah, and if he had gotten the deny off as well, that would have been disastrous if they were just half a second faster. Good news for Na'Vi though, even with these sort of inefficient trades, they still have ancient stacks going. Something that I think that Mineski has to be aware of, but so far because of the bleeding in the laning phase, they weren't able to do anything about. But Na'Vi does cost Dendy his life. At the same time, he did get more gold as a result of that kill being split amongst less people and stopping that spree from the Mirana. And at bottom lane, the
They're
stun
really
comes
trying
out.
to catch Ice here, but he does have the bird
number
drops to be
1.
able to slow down Seneko and Crystallize. Dendy's the only one who could blink forward and slow down Ice, but he just throws out the Grave Chill to boost up his movement speed.
Yeah. And birds have been reset too. He's got a medallion.
What do you think of this build, by the way? Not really preferring any of the abilities. I've seen, a lot of Visages go for like a 1-1-4 build here, just 2-2-2.
I'm not sure. I'm not really, disclaimer, I'm not a Visage player, so I can only theorize. I'd imagine like I think you want at minimum like the 2nd level of the layer reduction. The
Yep,
Grave
for
Keeper
sure.
stuff. The cooldown, I think on the Grave Chill is pretty nice too, but
And then, I think the Soul Assumption, like, you're boosting that up a little bit early, but it does feel necessary against a Sven who takes so little damage from physical. Seneco's going to be caught. They made a rotation with Bushi, hoping to be able to catch a hero, preferably the Sven, but instead it's going to be the Jakiro, and turn that into an early push, one of the dangers of the Vengeful Spirit core.
dude, this game right now though is going to get scary soon for Mineski. Like, this Sven has a lot of ancients to go towards. Gonna pop his God Strength. No shrine available for him, so a little bit of trepidation here as they already preempted the sentry wards. And Roger is level 6. Gonna just walk on by as Crystallize finishes the first of his stacks. But there's an even bigger stack to the left of him. Na'Vi have done a very good job of scaling the Sven so far. The next 3 net worths, though, behind the Queen of Pain and the Sven, all Mineski members. That's why we see the gold advantage sort of leveled out here as just trading farm.
Now, Roger rotated behind mid, spotted the Earth Spirit. So he knows there's not as many heroes here at this bottom lane, but still not enough for him to be able to go on anything here.
Yeah, he's got Spike Carapace though, but he's just going to get stunned up. No opportunity to use it as Mushi nabs the kill for himself, and the assault starts bottom. Meanwhile, Ninja Boogie grabs his level 6 at top, so he's got that global prepped and ready. And I don't know what the response is right now for Na'Vi. They don't have these gap closers quite yet. General probably has to TP for this one at bottom though if they want to try to get control of this jungle again. Or he just TPs up at top and grabs that tier 1 for himself. And Dendi...
Maybe Dendi will comply with that idea.
Oh, Roger?
Rotate up the top, see if he can get something.
He's in Viz right now. He's on top of the Surf Spirit, but also on top of Moon.
They're going to make the bounty rune poof, disappear. No counter vision.
Yeah, so they know for sure.
They're going for Seneko, though, underneath his tier 2 tower. Burst damage not quite there. Maybe the familiar can get it, but he doesn't want to lose the birds, so he's going to start backing up, especially with General chasing him down. And the Nyx assassin could wrap around behind him as well. They have the sentry out, though. They're going to be able to spot him. Ice is going to have to pull off some real juke maneuvers here if he wants to be able to get out of this one. Global Silence thrown down. The stun already landed on Ice, and looks like he's just too tanky for them to actually deal with him. Going to be able to hit the bird stuns. One, two, and now Mushi going to be able to do the swap, bring Roger back enough to be able to hit the magic missile to get that kill. So Visage proves to just be too damn tanky. Even only 2 levels of Gravekeeper's Cloak.
Yeah.
It's enough to be able to stop that bit of burst damage.
And meanwhile, because of all these shenanigans in mid lane, they're going to lose this mid tower. It's starting to get a little bit low. Moon. Got to be careful, though.
Dendi comes in, but immediately going to be silenced, and the familiar bird's going to be able to follow this up. Dendi,
this should be more than enough.
He's going to be able to get the blink into the trees, though. If they manage to refresh that ultimate for the Earth Spirit,
HP.
or caught by the Visage, he sees him. They've got him. 2 more seconds, he would have lived, but unfortunately for Dendi's Queen of Pain, a panic blink puts him out in a situation he cannot get out of.
And that is the benefit of having a player like Ice. He shows himself at bottom, but the birds haven't shown themselves. Maybe Na'Vi thinks they're wrapping around in case somebody tries to defend that tier 2. The aerial assault comes in, grabs that kill. Very nice kick too. The kick into the arrow setup almost wasn't enough, but the raindrops fade.
And former StarCraft player, you expect him to be able to pull off easy micro like this.
And he was a very good one too. Make no mistake about it.
Gonna be able to find swap back onto Crystallize right there with the familiars. 4 members all on top of the Sven in the mid lane.
He is losing a large chunk of that advantage as Seneko, meanwhile up at top, they finally punish Ninja Boogie, who's just been sitting up here farming. He's like, I guess none of the action is going up here. Normally we saw him get punished for this. Remember his Jakiro last game when he was defending that tier 1 tower up at top? Dies in a similar fashion, but this time around he gets 2 full levels out of that lane while his team is creating space around the map. And a large portion of this net worth lead has been chunked away. It's now Mineski who's slightly ahead.
You could see Mushi is just setting up for more kills. He's got to swap up. So they could do a swap and arrow combo if they want.
Yeah, Midas, by the way, completed on this Visage. So he's going to continue to scale. And now things are looking a little bit scary for Na'Vi. They had such a lead on their 2 cores, but after this tier 2, it's going to get minimized by quite a bit.
They're just not getting enough in return. It may be a Pugna Jakiro, but they just weren't in the place to push down this tier 2 nearly as fast as a Vengeful Spirit line.
Yeah. Dire Courier was killed, though. Very nice shot by Roger, who met it at the back end. Looks like he's going for a Midas of his own.
Got to keep up with the pace of this game.
Yeah, understanding that this game might just go a little bit later, and Crystallize probably going to finish up this next stack. It's not a very big one, but every little bit counts right now. They've lost control of this bottom jungle area. Mushi going to run into Seneko. 1, 2, 3. Is
It's
this
going to
enough?
be real easy, especially where the familiars coming in. Misses the 1 drop, but it doesn't matter. Mushi's just too fast with the Mask of Menace.
Yeah.
He's trying to work on that Shadow Blade that we saw
Oh,
earlier on
Roger.
Mineski.
He doesn't have his ultimate yet.
This is a really awkward position for them to be in. Mineski already going to pop the Moonlight Shadow. Still trying to chase down Roger.
He's got ulti in 3 seconds.
He's
The
got a
arrow's gonna
TP,
fly.
double kick, and arrow. Dodges both. He's just buying a lot of time right now. Does manage to go invis.
This is
no counter
ultra space
vision.
creation right now.
Yeah, it really is.
Roger doesn't get hit by anything, and Mushi gonna farm up these neutrals. But Roger's doing such a good job right now, being as annoying as possible. Mushi realizes, guys, I'm not getting the XP that I would normally get out of clearing the stack. I should be level 12.
Oh, Dendi finds familiars without the Visage nearby, so they're pretty easy kills.
Yeah.
Only gets one of them, though. See if you can get the other one.
Trying to fly away, but he's just gonna
Resummon?
resummon. He's got Orchid, though. This is a very nice Orchid timing.
Yeah, maybe they can actually kill. Oh, they've tried this before, though. Trying to kill the Visage. So tanky, and he has the Familiars that will survive through that burst damage thanks to a Gravekeeper's Cloak of their own. Can always get the stun down. The rest of Mineski are actually running up here.
Yeah, right now, don't necessarily want to fight.
Smoke. See if they can get the roll in silence. They got him. Now here comes the arrow. Tried to dodge it, but body blocked up by jabs really well. That long of a duration stun. It's definitely going to spell Dendi's doom.
Yeah. Now Dendi.
Bottom.
Up at bottom. Seneko. There's the stun.
Look at that. Just right-click him down. He needed to throw out the ice path if he had a hope of being able to get away from Mushi there.
No chance. Absolutely no chance. I think the animation alone would have gotten him killed.
Yeah, he probably would have been. Even if he does, probably swap back before he gets to the trees anyway.
Yeah, and so far, even though it's 6-13, for Na'Vi, if they hadn't lost that Sven that one time in the jungle, they would have been so far ahead.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, he did die, and they are losing a few too many heroes. We talked about how when it gets to this split pushy kind of style, when Na'Vi starts to split up, they start to get isolated and picked off, and they resort to playing on opposite sides of the map. They begin to look a little bit careless. Whereas in that last game, they consistently looked for these engagements. They looked for these team fights instead.
Do you think they should be playing more of a 4-man Dota, where they aggressively push out with their 4 in order to create Sven space?
Yeah, I think so, just because this style of them playing very split around the map doesn't seem to favor them, since Mineski, they seem to always want a 5-man as they're going to run into...
Especially a hero like Visage, who's so often been solo, needs to be punished by multiple heroes. As you can see, even with this 3, they're having a hard time bringing him down. Scrapify, in general, with the life drain, will manage to get him in the end, though. And the Familiars as well. Nice, an extra 200 gold.
Still mid, Seneko.
Whoa, Seneko, swap back, stop the TP. He's going to buy a little bit more time.
He has like
to the
1
trees.
health. Oh, he's going to get kicked away.
Get out of my game.
The execute, as they're going to refill mana. That was a very nice pick off, plus they forced the global silence. Not bad at all. Diffusal Blade completed on Moon, who uses it. First charge on that Jakiro, who has died very many times now.
All right, Sven kind of online now.
Yes.
Right, we've got
Blink.
our Mask of Madness, Echo Saber, Blink Dagger.
Yeah. I would like to see them fight before the BKB.
So it's probably smoke time, right, for Crystallize? I mean, you want that first initiation to go wildly successful for you.
Yeah.
You want to get the absolute must of this. If you're looking at a core, if you're looking at 1 kill you're wanting out of this smoke, who is it on Mineski?
Venge. You want the Venge really badly.
Not the Visage, you want the Venge?
I think you want the Venge
Okay.
because this hero doesn't have that flash farm ability. Right now, she's getting a large portion of her net worth just based on the fact that she's getting kills. So if you can slow down her momentum, it hurts her really hard. As we see, he's 4-0-6 right now. And he's nearly caught up to this Sven, despite not really farming too much here.
Well, it looks like they couldn't find the pickoff they were hoping for. Mineski playing really defensive.
If they get caught here, though,
around each other, so they're going to go for Roshan instead. Mineski begin flying the Familiars in. I think Roger wanted to be able to kill those Familiars.
still, they need to be able to get out of here right now.
Night Shadow. Roger is going to be able to stop that initiation, plus the Ice Path. Really well done, but can they actually finish their retreat? With the arrow coming out, does manage to nail the Nyx Assassin. They'll turn around, finish him off pretty quickly. And Na'Vi going to lose Nyx. And that's going to be it. And unable to do the Roshan, as you said. If they get caught, it would have been really nasty and could have been a really fast victory for Mineski. It looks like they're going to try and take Roshan themselves, and why not? They know cooldowns are up for Na'Vi, and they've got plenty of minus armor and physical damage.
Yeah, with the Medallion and the Venge Aura plus the Wave of Terror, they take that so quickly, and Na'Vi, they really didn't want to have to be forced in that position to go for the gank attempt and then swerve into the Roshan, because you have to pop God Strength early for that. And if they don't run into you immediately while that's up, you are essentially screwed because you have to run away. That's a large portion of your sense. Damage gone as Dendi tries to make a maneuver up at top. He's pushing in this wave. Meanwhile, at bottom, Mushi.
Oh, they can catch Mushi. He is way out
Very
of
good
town.
kill.
What is this neighborhood that Mushi's camped out in?
He is completely by himself under 2 wards, so even if he gets a Shadow Blade up, unable to do anything as he's nowhere near the rest of his team. He was the big kill right now.
He could have chilled out in his offlane jungle, farmed up those Ancients, since we do have a Mask of Madness. There are a lot of options that did not require him to be so offensively positioned.
Meanwhile, Dendi up at top. No arrow land.
No arrow land, no familiar drop in time. Clean escape for Dendi.
Still, he's doing a very good job shoving out the lanes. Probably what led to the kill at bottom anyways. Blink Dagger though.
Ooh, that's going to make things significantly harder for Dendy.
Yeah.
Harder for the Pugna, too.
He needs a BKB. Which he's getting. BKB next. Protect your net worth. That's always been a mantra in Dota. If you have all of this net worth, it doesn't matter if you don't have a BKB. Because one silence is enough. Gem though, bought by the core Visage. He understands how annoying this Nyx Assassin has been. Roger gained way too much information for his team.
And it'll really help Lushi be able to play around the map with his Shadow Blade as well if they start running into wards and sentries.
Yeah, and right now Na'Vi are just trying to shove out the lanes to make it really difficult for Mineski to just 5-man up and go for a play with their Aegis. Right now they're just trying to avoid the Aegis at all costs. But Moon, he's going to make his way up at top. They've got the gem likely to run into Roger here if they're not careful. First ward has been taken down. This should kind of signal Roger that things are up, but they're actually just going to swing right past him.
Oh, if they
If they
wrap
could get
up
Dendy,
and manage
though.
to get the back line, Dendy. He's going to be the first target that shows himself. Blink in, manage to get the stun. Easy combo for
Even bigger
Mineski.
pickoff. Whew.
A little bit fortunate that they did not run into that Nyx Assassin.
Yeah. That was weird. It's like, at 1 second you want Roger to not die there, and then you're like, oh, kind of wish Roger had
Yeah,
died
I
there.
want him to tank that gank.
But they most likely want a 5-man for this. They're pinging through mid. I don't know if they can go high ground off of this, but they're at least going to claim this tier 2 as their own.
They already had a good push in thanks to Moon.
Yeah, and creep wave going to meet up. Meanwhile, the creep wave up at top has been shoved in.
Oh, Mushi's actually going to try and stop this push at bottom lane while his team pushes through mid. Almost getting Seneko, will be able to get him with that last long-ranged hit. And the mid push, this 4-man from Mineski, also going unpunished. It seems like Mineski have a pretty good read at the situation, which is that Na'Vi are just not going to fight us. So we can get a little bit greedy with our pushing and our split up and trying to catch these heroes that are trying to split push us. We'll see if Na'Vi do comply with the same game plan, though.
Do you remember in game 1 when he went for that same play when they were pushing up that top area?
Yeah.
That's what he was going for right there.
Yeah.
Because he felt like his team was strong enough to take those engagements. And so they kind of doubled down there.
Is he right, though? Because the Sven is still a beast.
I mean, Sven is still scary, but they're going to run into a Nyx right now.
Nyx, free kill.
Where's their gem? Nowhere near. He preemptively pops that. He was worried. He's like,
Yeah.
I think their gem's here. Like, I need to get out. And Ice Ice Ice, he would have had that Aghanims nearly completed if it wasn't for his gem purchase, but opting to go for the gem, understanding of this team needs to start 5-manning soon. The Sven still very, very strong. Looks like he's got the BKB completed now. And we talked about when the BKBs come online, there's not a whole lot that Mineski can do except kite.
Oh, looks like he still needs the recipe.
Oh, why does he have the... Okay, never mind. I'm crazy.
Yeah.
I thought I only saw the AC recipe on him, but he still has that one little bit to go.
He's got level 18 coming up, so Na'Vi definitely don't want to be taking any fights right now.
Still, Seneko is just pushing in lanes, TPing out, pushing
Yeah.
in lanes, TPing out.
I really like what he's doing. It's definitely making a lot of space. Mineski keep on trying to run him down. Nyx Assassin's getting them a lot of information at the same time. So Dendy and Crystallize always feel comfortable.
Yeah. And they're just shoving in this top area. Meanwhile, Dendy and Crystallize, they're waiting. They're hoping that Mushi actually comes.
A forested endeavor for Crystallize and Dendy. Hoping to be able to get the blink stun onto...
Mushi, don't get baited by that. They know that you're liable to go down there this time.
Yeah, he's not going to make the... They kind of learn, right? Now be like, okay, this is what he does. Let's set up a trap for him. They get a sentry out and everything. Mushi not going to take the bait.
Yeah, with him showing up at bottom, that's effectively going to kill this push at top. And the Aegis going to fade. BKB going to come on next for Moon, who really wants that level 20 talent. We talked about how you need all these talents for your team. This Vengeful Spirit also wants his 65 damage. Shadow
An
Blade it
absurd
up.
number. Especially for an agility hero who already has all the attack speed that you need
It's like,
naturally.
who decided on that number? Like, what settled on that? He's like, what's a really good number for us? 65. It's like, all right, cool.
They basically decide what are the chances that a Vengeful Spirit core loses past 30 minutes.
Honestly. But level 18, as he Shadow Bladed up,
Mushi's
wants
gonna
to
find
go-
Seneko again. Free kills all day. Mushi keeps on going for this punish. And eventually he might get caught by a trap by Na'Vi, but in the meantime, it's doing work to be able to stop Navi's split pushes. Or not really stop them, but at least punish them. Get a net worth, more and more of a net worth advantage for Mineski for every single one of these stalls that Na'Vi attempt.
That's 350 of gold every time, but I think they're going to finally kill Mushi here.
They are. Maybe not.
he gets
Oh,
the
what a
kick out.
great jabs kickback. He blinks
he
in,
lives
tries
here-
to get the roll out, and he gets it too. Roger just runs forward, but it's a fruitless attempt. He's just going to feed away his life. What a star play from Jabs.
Oh my word.
That was so fast too.
He barely had time to react to that, and he gets the roll off to save himself. They get the kill on the Nyx Assassin. It did cost them the global silence, but a BKB charge, the
Look at
first
this. The
fresh one,
stun, 1 second, boom.
didn't even give him time to get that second swing off.
Yeah. And global silence stopping Roger
And he lives.
and Pugna from being able to do anything as Jabs rolls away.
I really want to see this reaction right now. Oh. No reaction whatsoever. He's like,
Just
normal
another
at
day in the office, no problem. Making plays.
Dude, I would have been hyped. Like, I'd be popping off right now if that happened to me.
Dota players don't really pop off.
They're not really emotive. Like, Denny's
Yeah.
probably the most... Denny and Arteezy are probably the most emotive that I've seen.
Yeah.
Like, they react to plays, good and bad, the most. But for the most part, everyone else is just like... You gotta stay relatively calm. It's not like a knock one way or another.
I was talking to the makeup lady here, actually. I was telling her how in CSGO, which is the other game that she's seen a lot of, adrenaline's such a big thing. Dota
Yeah.
gotta stay cool, calm, and Navi, they're setting up a trap here, but can they actually win this fight? Nyx Assassin's gonna be the first one to go down, but they're already targeting Moon. If they can trade 1 for 1, oh, Mushi with a swap back. One last hit from Seneko. Dendy blinks forward, trying to finish him off as well.
He's
But the
not quite
bottle,
dead.
it's just enough. Moon might be able to get out of this one. Dendy's giving up on the kill, and Ninja Boogie's juked to the trees. Crystallize no longer has the BKB to defend himself, so Mushi can go ahead, get the stun. Here comes the stun back, though, onto Mushi. They can't quite do anything, though, being controlled up too heavily by Ice and his familiars. The Nyx Assassin, who died to be able to set up an attempted kill for Na'Vi. They wanted that team fight badly, but they couldn't quite get the kill. Too many saving mechanisms as Mushi, with the big swap, barely saves Moon's life.
That was so good from Mushi. And Moon at the same time reacts. He's like, I'm not quite dead yet. His fingers spamming that BKB key. He gets it off in time. Saves himself with the well-timed bottle charges. Very well done, but at bottom, he might just throw his life away anyways. He's got to leap for this.
Managed to get the Decrepify to slow him down. The follow-up stun, easy. Na'Vi managed to find a pickup, but Mineski, Roger, oh no, he's been spotted. Doesn't get hit by the stun, doesn't get the spike carapace off though, before the silence, so he is going to be controlled up, picked off. Seems like both sides employing the same hit-and-run tactics. Mineski trying to punish Na'Vi for all their split pushing, while occasionally Na'Vi will group up and try and go for that team fight. Dendy might have just found a free kill in Ninja Boogie.
Oh, he's not willing to commit to it, though.
Yeah, good thing, too. With those familiars just coming down the cliff, Dendy would have been in a sore spot.
Yeah. But, man, Moon has that epic survive as everyone works so hard and tirelessly to keep him alive, and then 2 seconds later, he just dies at bottom. Still, very well played by both sides, as we're going to see this team fight recap. He walks in, completely controlled up. Mushi
They had so much with the swap.
doesn't even have a BKB. He just made that play, and Dendy blinks forward. The bottle tick is just enough. He has to give up on that. Oh,
29 HP, so little.
That was dirty. Well played by both teams, actually.
Yeah.
They didn't really lose anybody. They lost the Nyx Assassin because he was first one in, but...
And he is working on a Blink Dagger. It seems like they want better initiation, as they should, because it seems like it's just the Sven blinking in and stunning, but they have these swaps. They have the blink kickback that we saw from Jabs. I don't know if do we have any like force staffs or anything? I don't think so, but it seems like for the most part, like just that one stun initiation is not going to be enough.
Yeah, they need more follow-up than that. And the Nyx Assassin right now, he's trying to get a Blink Dagger because he realizes that this whole like invis purpose that he's playing in the game is kind of fading away. As they know that he's there.
Shoo-ba-doo-doo.
Ooh, they don't.
That is a Na'Vi sentry right there.
And now that the Visage is going to come in, Roger going to hightail it out of there. But still,
Do we fight if we're Na'Vi? Do we take this engagement? Do we take any engagements right now?
I don't think so. I think you have to wait it out. I think the team fight right now from Mineski's way too strong.
Because, yeah, Sven is kind of, well, I guess he's not slowing down that much. He's going to still have the Assault Cuirass in good timing.
Yeah, he still tops in terms of net worth. It's the rest of his team that's lagging behind right now quite a bit.
Yeah. All right, a smoke into the Roshan pit. Now, we've seen this story before. It was Na'Vi attempting it last time.
Yeah.
Mineski were pretty quick on the
This
pickup.
is really fast. And right now, Na'Vi, they're coming in for it, but I don't
It's
think
going
they
to be too late.
expected.
Crystallize tries to jump in. He can still manage to get a stun, maybe, but no, the Global Silence is too fast. He popped his BKB before it, so he can do nothing now. Moon, fighting, jumps out of the pit. Makes sure that he's not going to get caught, just does whatever damage he can. Mineski, clean escape after picking up an Aegis and Cheese.
Yeah, and a BKB charge expended by that Sven. And this is so scary. Normally when you play Sven, these BKB charges really matter because the ability to just get kited against Mineski's lineup is so high right now. 7 seconds. Probably has one more good fight. Like when you're at 7, you're still kind of okay, but 6 and 5 territory, pretty useless at that point.
So is this just going to be the story of a solo core being kited around too much and eventually loses? I mean, that's what I'm looking at right now from this Sven.
Yeah, right now it's getting a little bit rough because he needs another core to scale with him, but Dendi's a little bit too under farm. They've done such a good job of punishing him right now. 2, 4, and 1. Hasn't really had the ability to participate in these kills.
Look at Denny just blinking forward like that. Did have the invis rune, I guess.
Yeah, he's got BKB too. He doesn't fear the death in that situation.
Right.
Even if he gets global, I don't know if they can kill him when he's BKB'd up. But not really going to try as Roger.
Look at Snake go popping out of the trees to macro pyre that next wave and see if he can TP out. But there is going to be an arrow here from Moon, which will punish him. So
Another
9 to
300
22.
gold. And +2 int.
You can see how desperate they are to just like stretch out this game.
They need to. They have realized at this point that a straight-on 5-on-5 fight is really difficult for them. And that's unfortunate because their lineup should be able to 5-on-5. They have a Sven, they have a Queen of Pain, they got a lot of different ways to initiate. They can all blink in forward, but this Global Silence kind of just ruins a large portion of their heroes, like the Nyx, the
Yeah.
Jakiro, and the Pugna don't have follow-up for this.
So close to that blink dagger for the Nyx.
All the damage talents are online now too for Mineski. Their
So
heroes
this
hit so hard.
Yeah, this is like one of the big peaks for Mineski.
Yeah, they've all got their damage talents.
Aegis, Cheese, start taking tier 2s. Let's take a tier 3 and get shrines. How
Guardian
will
Greaves.
Na'Vi respond
There's Greaves, by the way, on the Shakiro. Or,
yeah,
not
on
Shakiro.
the Visage?
Yeah, Visage, the other flying bird in the game. And Dendi trying to get a Shiva's Guard, which would be a very nice pickup. It's the BKB, yeah, it'll block the magic damage, but everyone is now pivoted and swerved into becoming a physical
Right-click
core.
carry, yeah. And Mushi doesn't really have a farming mechanism too much, thanks to the Mask of Manus. It's a lot easier, but Sven should always be ahead of him. He's now taken top net worth. Just has been afforded too many kills, it seems.
Yeah, too many kills, not enough deaths. Only 1 death on Mushi. Total is Roger. He's mid, showing himself while they grab that tier 2 tower up at top, roll forward. Not really looking to connect on anything though is Jabs, who's played such a nurse spirit. 1, 1 in 10. Tremendous performance by him as he's going to make his way forward mid. Spike Carapace.
They've got great high ground potential for Mineski to be able to break these heroes just because they have like a swap initiation potentially to get a big pickoff.
But that's why Na'Vi not really risking it. Instead, they're going to send Dendi push in bottom. Got to grab as much farm as he can. Mirana going to TP back, reset things. I think Mineski realized they've got to take a big fight before they go for any sort of high ground assault. And Na'Vi realized that, and they're saying, well, we'll deny you all of these
Mass
engagements. Here
TP's
we
coming
go.
in. They know they managed to split apart Mineski, and they're just hoping to be able to grab some of these heroes. Global Silence will buy them some time. And look at that! That Visage. Between the Great Chill, I think they popped the drums on the Silencer as well. He was going max movement speed.
They could not keep up. Plus, he has Guardian Greaves. Like, he does not die very easily,
No.
especially with the Gravekeeper's Cloak. A lot of damage reduction here.
That was at least some cooldowns used.
Yeah, global. But I don't know
Global
if that
and birds.
means
Swap
a
back.
kill here.
Got him. General going to be pulled to his doom.
And this is a significant death here. Mineski, without that Pugna Ward and his life train, they might actually just decide to go for this, and that's exactly what they're doing right now. They hit quite hard right now. General has that buyback available.
And the familiars are getting free damage in. That's a bit problematic.
Oh,
We'll
he can't
catch
afford to-
a lot of them with the Ice Path. They're trying to finish him off. Guardian Greaves keeps him alive. Force staff on the weak one. Just allow it to be able to drop down. And in the end, that was a good 600 damage done to that tier 3. That opportunity. Oh, they spotted the Nyx Assassin. He blinks ahead of the Urn Tick, though. There goes the Aegis. 15 seconds till the Pugna's back up. Are Mineski gonna risk another push while there's so little time left in the Pugna's death timer?
Yeah, looks like they want to go for it. Arrow flies, doesn't connect on anything, but Manta and these familiars, they're going to force out the glyph now. Mineski not really committing anything too hard.
Pugna's back. Nyx Assassin is coming in from behind, so they may be able to get their initiation here, but is it a fight that they can really win?
Yeah, they got swap available too, and that's why Mushi was walking forward. They don't have global though for another 15 seconds.
Moonlight Shadow. They drop the sentry. They spot Seneko though. Even as he does manage to get the impale though on the Mirana. Maybe he can follow that one up. Crystallize thinking about it. He starts running himself forward, but immediately gets stunned up by the familiars. Now he's going to pop his ultimate. And the BKB tries to lock down.
Mushi,
Oh no, but the Solar Crest is going to stop so much the damage. Crystallize turns and goes for Moon instead, but just being kited around constantly. Now slowed down the Diffuser Blade. Hits by Big Nuke. Global Silence thrown out as well. There's no way they could be able to stop this Sven from going down. Na'Vi can't save him. Dendy has already thrown out his full load as well. Got off the ultimate and only managed to kill the Earth Spirit. Mineski will get away with getting a tier 3 push and manage to kill the core Sven. And pretty much giving nothing for it. They lost a support Earthshaker, or Earth Spirit rather. No one cares.
Yeah, and right now they're going to Shrine heal up. They could go again if they so choose. I told you, Cap, the power of spite. It would fuel me in being 3 for 3. They're going to go
Sure,
for
he
the
was feeling
Shrine.
a lot of spite. It's Crystallize. He looks lost out there when it comes to these team fights.
It's the BKB charges.
yeah.
It's 6 seconds now. He just goes in, stuns, and he's looking around. Everyone's getting force staffed around him. There's no clear target for him. He can't burst the Visage.
Yeah,
the
he
Mirana
starts
was
hitting
BKB.
the Venge, and he's solar crested already with the gigantic armor upgrades
He
he's
sees
got.
like one target with a BKB, another with a force staff, and the Visage just doesn't die. Meanwhile, up in mid Moon, just
Trying to
hitting
slow
this
him down
tower.
with a macro pyre, and it's going to be
BKBs.
able to force a BKB use.
Yeah. His BKB charge is also running out, but not as easily kited, as he's got Leap to work with Cap as.
Oh no, Roger going to be
2,
sacked
3.
by the familiar stuns. No
Mushi.
spike carapace. Back to a 4 versus 5, just as this Sven was coming up too.
And
Familiars finish off the racks, trying to
Sven.
slow down the Vengeful Spirit from being able to retreat.
they need this fight. They're trying to jump forward, make something happen. Crystallize showing himself up front, but Mineski, they're just going to disengage. They could wait for the next Roshan if they want right now too. They're so far ahead right now.
It does not look like, to me, they are ever going to be able to get the straight 5-on-5 win on Na'Vi. So we got to do something a little bit different.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what that is, though.
I think your Queen of Pain has to push out the lanes, and you've got to force Mineski to take another 4v5, and you have to be decisive there.
Okay.
Because there's like a split-second opportunity where maybe it can work out, but Na'Vi hesitates a little bit because they're not even sure if they can win the fight 4-on-5.
Yeah.
Remember that one time in the engagement by the Shrine when they saw that the Venge had TP bottom? They tried making that happen, but they just
Right.
popped drums. Ice started clapping people with birds.
It's going to get even worse if he can get Shivas.
Yeah.
So tanky. And the familiars are such a big problem.
The familiars are a huge problem.
They're
especially-
zoning out Na'Vi half
Yeah.
the time.
When the BKB start to wear down, like the familiars, the first 3 do their job, then you can summon another set. They'll continue to stun Ice. We talked about his micro prowess. Very strong right now is Na'Vi. Like you said, look a little bit lost. They picked up a gem of their own now. Seneko purchasing that one.
The only way they're going to win this game, it seems, is off of a vision advantage.
Yeah. They actually had that for a while.
The straightforward game is not for Na'Vi. They're going to start going onto a Mirana. There is the Global Silence, though. Going to pop the Manta and turn. Tries to land on the Nyx Assassin. He is able to get away, though. Familiars being dropped all over the place onto Na'Vi. Mushi's going to find his initiation on a Senego.
Oh, he
Immediately going to be
dodges!
turned around on, but no! What a great Manta jump. Now Crystallize has nothing to be able to wail on. He tries to just hit Visage Familiars, but now the BKB's run out. He's going to be slowed down by the Diffusal Blade. Same problem as last time, except for this time, Na'Vi don't even have the defense of their base. What a good kickback there from Jabs. Managed to turn an extra kill potentially in general as he's going to be slowed down. Tries to get over the cliff with the Force Staff, but going to be caught by the extra nukes flying over the cliff as well to chase him down. 2 down for Na'Vi with no buyback, one of which is the big Sven, gone for a full minute, and this could just be the end of game number 3 as Mineski are going to have a clear advantage, taking multiple sets of brags here, maybe even Mega Creeps.
Yeah, this tower's going to go down for sure. Sven, no buyback. They're going to call it. Not even going to try the defense. They understand. Even their heroes that are alive don't have buyback.
Yeah.
Can't do it 3v5. If you can't do it 5-on-5, you're definitely not doing it 3-on-5. They get one more kill on the Jabs, but Mineski roll forward with the win, 2-1 over Na'Vi, who gave it a good effort.
But not good enough, it seems. Did we go back to some of the Na'Vi that we saw before? I mean, they definitely changed things up for game number 2. What did they do wrong at game 3?
I think game 3, they just got pressured a little bit too hard. That Roshan fight was pretty disastrous too. When they gave up on the, they went for the smoke. They weren't able to really enable the Sven when they lost control of that bottom area. They lost like 3 heroes in a row. Remember, Dendi died as well mid when he got ganked by the birds. Then on top of that, they ran into the Sven like 2 seconds later. They kill him. All that net worth advantage that they had built up kind of just started going down the sieve. And Na'Vi, they played this very solo-based style, which you kind of have to when you have a Queen of Pain and a Sven, but they took it a little bit too far. Then when their Sven was finally in fighting shape, they were unable to find anything with the smoke. They go into that Roche fight, can't find anything. That's the game.
Na'Vi, I mean, it just looked to me like Mineski just on kind of another level. I mean, these guys are running some heroes that nobody's really touching. Vengeful Spirit Core is working out. Mushi's able to do a lot with this Shadow Blade. Do you think that Mineski are going to translate this win here into a lot more going in this tournament?
Potentially. And their next opponent, it's EG. That's going to be such an exciting clash. Just this type of playstyle where EG, of course, a little bit more late game oriented. Mineski trying to push the pace very much so.
It does feel like that should be effective from Mineski.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's something our panel is going to have to discuss, and how Mineski managed to win game number 3, and are they going to be able to stand toe-to-toe with EG in our final series of the day? Short break. We'll be back with the panel.
Get the alpha, be the alpha.
Well, when you need a carry to step up, who better? They've managed to win themselves a place in the upper bracket final of the group there now. Just don't get too carried away, Mineski fans. They've still got a lot of work to do, but it's the upper bracket final and they are through to it. So a chance at yet again to make the top 4 at a minor. Doing well with points already thanks to the grand final appearance last weekend in Star Ladder. Can they do it again? Well, our panel members didn't manage to curse them this time round, I'm pleased to say. They actually did predict correctly. Overall, I don't want to put this too heavily on one person, but that was a really good Bushy game. Really good.
Very good.
Yeah.
Even though the Midas this time on ice was...
Yeah, no, I figured you would probably bring that up.
This game is fine. This game is Midas on that hero.
Yeah.
And he still did a lot apart from the bench play by Mushi.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with the Visage, was there, in this game? I mean, he plays
was
a good Visage.
He was helping his team a lot with the birds scouting around, and in this instance, getting the kill when the Earth Spirit didn't actually get to refresh the Magnetize on Dandy. Like, very good play overall by the Visage, and like I think Ben didn't really like the Sven against the Visage. He felt like
it was pretty underwhelming, Ben, wasn't it?
You mentioned it for the war cry, but you don't pick your carry to like protect your supports with
but people do it a lot, man. You know, back in the day where a lot of teams they were drafting Sven against Slada. You see one team draft Slada and the other team would draft Sven.
But that's for your cores though. It's not. I think their cores were fine. Like if I think they were talking about the Quat build where she went Orchid and she didn't have any armor. She also didn't have tread, so she didn't have any HP.
Oh, yeah. That was actually quite peculiar too. Like
this play was sick, by the way.
I don't think Mushi would have died, to be honest.
It was still a sick play.
Yeah, but they go bird, so probably if he didn't do that, they could have actually turned on the Pugna, tried to kill someone else instead. Yeah, Mushi didn't die, but it was flashy.
Yeah, I like flashy.
Yeah, me too. I'm all for the flashy. I'm all in on the flashy stuff. It's good, good to see, good to watch.
You guys are not support players, man. Sometimes you don't understand the intricacy of placing a ward, making a smoke call. You guys just want,
What's that?
You guys just want to see.
I would comment on them if they were in the highlight reels, dude.
What's a ward? Huh?
GG. Don't even. Jakiro Picker don't even buy wards.
Sven got kited so hard.
Next, I'm not going to play it as a support, am I?
I don't really think the Sven was able to do that much.
Yeah, but because Dandy wasn't, I don't think Dandy was putting in enough like share of the work between the cores. I felt like he had a really good start. He was crushing in his lane against the Mirana.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel like this was a co-op that would actually do a lot in it. Like I felt like he was gonna do a lot, but he didn't do a lot in the game. There was this first movement where the first Sonic Wave of the game, he went top.
Oh, he blinked in.
Yeah, he blinked in.
Yeah.
He was actually trying to help out. They were diving on someone, I can't remember who. Someone was getting dove at the tower, and he just blinked in and he got a 3-man Sonic Wave, but he died.
Yeah.
And he was the highest level in the game.
And he didn't even get XP.
Yeah, and he actually died before he got the kill. So that move itself was what allowed the Mirana to start to come back into the game. Well, he was like so far behind at the lane, he got dumpstered in the lane.
Yeah, he did. Let's take a look at the scoreboard. It's not a pretty scoreboard if you're a Na'Vi fan, that's for sure. The top 3 here are all on the Mineski side of things. Ice, Mushi, and Moon on the Visage, the Venge, and the Mirana.
Visage and Venge. I think I like this combination a lot, and Visage is probably one of the Ice best hero as well. I really like the way that he played his role in the game. Not only that he made sure that he farmed, he helped his team in the same time. They took down towers. He was basically doing it, and he was the one who bought the gem for his team.
Did buy the gem, yeah. I mean, it's odd because I guess it's role dependent for him now, but we often see him as the kind of selfish sometimes in games. So to see him play like this, to play for his team, is really cool because we know he's got that in him.
When you talk to him, he's gonna tell you, no.
Yeah, no, of course he does.
I'm a team player, guys.
He does pick up for the MVP for this particular game as well. But I think you could equally say that Mushi would have deserved this one too.
Yep, both of them played really well. Put their teams on their back. Definitely, both of them were the stars in the last game.
How do you feel, Ben, about them going forward?
Well,
can they make top 4? Can they make top 2 again?
I think a highlight of this particular game was the draft where they led with the Earth Spirit, and then Seneko had a really terrible game. He died all the time. He wasn't really able to take that many towers, and Mushi picked him off like 5 6
He was so greedy, you know. Like
he was.
When he pushes out, I don't know if when Paul plays Jakiro, he's gonna show himself in the lane like that. Yeah. You know, he was pushing so much.
Pretty sure I would. Or worse.
So far up, and usually players will just hide in the trees, you drop a macro pyre and you just TP out. He was like in the lane dropping the macro pyre, and Mushi with the Shadow Blade build just caught him out so many times, like 5-6 times.
But
He definitely didn't look comfortable, did he?
I think that Na'Vi thought that they could get Earth Spear first phase, and then they actually switched it up, didn't take the Earthshaker, took the Earth Spear, and that's what kind of forced them into
But what do
position.
you think about the way they approached the second and the third game, where Mineski started to snatch heroes away? They tried to
Yeah, exactly.
put
That's
put
what-
Na'Vi in a position where they don't want they can't really get the heroes that they are comfortable.
You talked about that in draft. It's like that's one of the things. Na'Vi picked their heroes despite what the other team is picking. So
Yeah, they're
taking
very
away-
regional meta based, aren't they? So if you know that as a team and you know you can play a wide range, then why not take them out? It's like having 3 bans in the opening phase.
Yeah. And then going back to your earlier question of how far do I think Mineski can go, I think they're very promising. They have pretty solid drafts. We don't see any huge glaring errors in the gameplay. Maybe like Ice on the Brewmaster, but aside from that,
that's like one off.
yeah, it's something that's easily correctable, especially with the player like
And
Ice.
he's been pretty good in that 3 position so far. So
Oh, I love Ice on that 3 position.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorites.
Well, he's gonna tell you that he loves playing carry more than offlane if you ask him.
he will.
Yeah.
Absolutely no
Because
doubt
he gets
about
to farm more.
it. Yeah. And
He just likes to farm.
well, that's why when when you put him in a team with Black, I just go, "Good God, how's that going to ever work?"
Oh,
I
we
mean,
have
the
a
two-
story about Black.
Do we?
Oh, yeah.
Can we share it? Is
What
it clean
story?
enough?
Ask Winter.
Is it clean enough?
No story. What
Really?
story?
Okay, he just doesn't want to be a flamer on air.
Right.
But he knows what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I don't know.
Maybe I get Black to tell me or something.
Paul, he's accusing me.
Is
Well-
he being mean to you, Winter?
Yeah, he's bullying me.
Ben, stop being mean.
Just because I'm accusing doesn't mean I'm actually lying. He never denied it.
Right. No, he didn't. It's very political of him. And on that note, we'll move on. Thank you very much, gents. We're going to take an extended break now as the players will get themselves something to eat, relax, chill out, and then get themselves ready for this upper bracket final. Our final game of the day is coming next.
Next matchup, Evil Geniuses versus Mineski.